sweet to me. This is where I wanna be. On up with you, supersonic. We're on fire, rockin' love alive. On up with you. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up, how you feeling? Yeah, yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up, how you feeling? Yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up, how you feeling? Yeah, yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up.
And welcome back to Hand Collectibles for another Fanhome review and tutorial. As you can see, we have the Fast and Furious Mark IV Toyota Supra, the iconic orange Supra from the very first Fast and Furious film, so Brian's iconic car. So in this video we've got issues 77 and 78, so we've got some roll cages to put together and we're starting to put the dash together. So the interior is near enough all but complete. There ain't much left to do before we start putting main body parts on this car, but obviously the dash is still left to do. We've got this nice yellow roll cage. It's a yellow roll cage even though it's an orange car, because the original car, when it was owned by, I'm trying to think who it was owned by now, Craig Lieberman owned the car, and it was originally yellow, and they never painted the roll cage in the movie, which is why it's got a yellow roll cage. A bit of information there for you. Here we have issue 77 and here we have issue 77 parts. As I said, it's just the nice yellow roll cage. We'll move that to one side and we'll have a look through the book like we normally do. So a bit about the Toyota Supra, NASCAR. Look at that, looks well cool. Bit about classic cars again. Bit about Fast and Furious movie, The Rescue. Here we go, roll bar. And there's the instructions for it, and then what it'll look like when it's complete. Okay, so here are all the parts for issue 77. As you can see, we've got some CP screws, some AP screws. We've got the main roll bar, plastic, these two supports, and then these two little mounts that go on the bottom. Okay, so the first step is we're going to get the roll bar and we're going to have it this way around. No, this way around. We are. And then we're going to get the left hand side peg. We're going to fit that. It's just a push fit at the moment. I'm going to push that onto there like so. There we go. And then we're going to put the right hand side on this side. Let's just push fit again. So right on, so that's how they sit. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to bring the main body part back in. So if you haven't seen this before and you're just joining us on this build, there is the interior so far. So what we'll do is we'll just pull the seat belts out of the way, and then this should sit and it leans back. Now there's two mounting points underneath here. One there, one there. As you can see, that's where that goes. I'm just going to let that lean now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to screw this in from the underneath with two CP screws, one either side. So let's get that in place as best we can, so I can then screw it in. I won't do it all up yet until I've got the other side in as well. It's a really cool looking contrasting bit because it's bright yellow. Don't need to go crazy tight with this because it is plastic. You don't want to strip the thread out on it, but yeah, that's how that sits. Really cool looking piece, look at that. Okay, so the next step is we're going to take these support struts. So we've got the left hand side one first. Now that going to fit in this hole here, and then it's going to fit on the back side of that as well. Then we're going to screw this one in on the underneath with a CP screw again. It's going to hold this in place. There we go. And I think that is how that goes, like that. Okay, so I made a little bit of a mistake there. Actually, this one goes on this side, the left hand side one goes on this side, and then the right hand side is the right hand side goes on this side, like so. That is definitely how they fit, that's the better fit. But it just, I suppose I make the mistake so that you don't have to. That's why I do these videos, to help you guys out. So what we'll do now is we'll just get this one inserted as well, with a CP screw on the underneath. There we go. And you can see the roll cage coming together now. Okay, so the next step is we're going to put these AP screws through here and into the roll cage struts. That's that one. You might need to just touch these up, maybe with a bit of yellow paint, because you've got the tiger top on, or the tiger top removed, it's definitely going to show these screws. Okay, so I've got it in there, I'm just tightened it up, but definitely, you're definitely going to see them if you've got the tiger top on. Sorry, the tiger top removed. Them two big black screws, so yeah, definitely will be touching up a bit of yellow paint there, that's for sure. So the very last step with this is you're going to take the seat belts that we fed through here, separate them, we'll do them one at a time. Right, so it should go under the roll cage, then they're going to come back over the top. So I reckon we move these ones up just a little bit, and then what we're going to do is this should tuck through here and loop and then tuck over as well. See, this is going to be quite hard to do. Might have been easier to do before we put the roll cage in. Okay, so doing them belts, I did them all off camera. I'll show you a close-up of how I've done them, but that was probably maybe 30 minutes to loop these around. They're so fiddly, and you've got to push the buckle to create the gap to slip the top seat belt in, but I'll show you a close-up of what I've done. So there they are. And they go around, in the buckle, over and then out the buckle. And I've done all four of them done. But yeah, probably I spent 30 minutes trying to do that with a pair of tweezers, trying to feed them in and move them over. Thank goodness that is done. I think building the seat belts and doing this part, maybe at least an hour on this build. You know, I thought this was going to be quite a short issue to do. Roll bar, easy, but these, really fiddly. But that does bring us to the end of this issue, and we'll move on with the next one. Okay, so here we have issue 78 and issue 78's parts. As you can see, we've got the main part of the dash with this one, so hopefully after the last issue and the seatbelts, this will be an easier, quicker issue to do. Well, we'll wait and see. So if I just move the parts to one side, and then we'll have a look through the book like we normally do. Really nice picture of the actual model on the front. There we go. More about the Corolla. Toyota Corolla. The Alfa Romeo 1600 Spider. Trip to Abu Dhabi in the Fast and Furious film with the Hyper Lake Beneath that they drove, Hypersport, Lake and Hypersport, that they drove out of the window and into another building. And here we go, dashboard part 1. So, don't like there's a whole lot to do on this one. And then there it is, complete. Okay, so here are all the parts for issue 78, and as you can see we've got the main dashboard, we've got these two little fans. Look at that, some real nice detail on that. Got this little mount that goes on the back of the dash, I think. Some IP screws and some CP screws, and then we'll have a quick close look at the dash. Look at that, and a carbon fibre. It's going to look really cool once this is done. Really nice looking piece. Mega detail, that carbon fibre. Okay, so we'll look, see what the first step is. Okay, so the first step is we're going to fit this nice little fan on the back, which is 78B. Oops. And then this is 78B is just going to go right here on and get mounted there. So when it looks at the front, that's what it looks like. Then we'll turn it back round and then we'll mount it in with 2 CP screws. So let's get one. Don't have to go too tight with this. And we'll do the next one. Now, so that's that one in. Okay, so we're going to turn this over and then we've got this next one that's going to go in. So this is another fan and this is going to go in this hole here. So there is a small hole and a big hole here. So push it on the dowel at the top and it's going to be screwed in with 1 CP screw at the bottom. There's CP on the screwdriver. There we go. So that's the other fan in place there. Okay, so now we've just got one more step, which is got this little bracket here. And this goes on with an IP screw. And this, if I turn this around here, this fits right down the bottom. I think it only goes on one way. Yeah, it does. It's going to be quite difficult to get on, but maybe if I just hold it into place with my finger, put the screwdriver on, maybe I'll have to just do that. And just make sure this lines up once I get it a bit tighter. There we go. That's that one on as well. And that brings us to the end of this issue and the end of this video. As always, please do hit that bell notification. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help. If you want to see more content, please feel free to leave a comment. I do reply and I love to read your comments. But as always, your collection, your rules. I'll see you next time.